Welcome to Gut Check Time. I am your host. Today, we're going to be talking about NFL Week 6. It's going to be gambling picks and straight up picks, previewing the whole week also. Thank you for watching. Please hit that like button. Please subscribe down below. And here we go. Carolina versus Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is getting 2.5 points here at home, which is kind of a surprise to me because early in the year we saw Tampa Bay, I believe, was an underdog by 7 or 8 points versus Carolina. Maybe not that much, 6 to 8 points, somewhere between there. On the road, and they pulled up the upset and won straight up. And guess what? I think they're going to pull off an upset again. I'm taking Tampa Bay at home. This Kyle Allen train has to stop at some point. I think it stops here. I'm not saying he's going to play bad. He hasn't played terrible. He hasn't played great. It's been mostly Christian McCaffrey. The one team that's been able to shut down Christian McCaffrey, and not to my benefit because I have him on my fantasy football team, but I believe they held him under 70 yards total and no touchdowns. If they can do that again, they can win this football game. I think they can do that or something similar to that. I have Tampa Bay pulling the upset 27-21. So take Tampa Bay plus 2.5 and take the over of 47.5 on this game. At 27-21, that barely gets over, squeaks a bit at 48. Next up, we have probably the most dynamic offensive game of the season up to date to this point. Houston plus 4 at Kansas City. What can you say? Deshaun Watson last week, one of, I think, 2 or 3 quarterbacks ever to have 400 yards passing, 5 touchdowns, and he had more touchdowns than incompletions, or equal to incompletions. I believe he had 5 touchdowns and 5 incompletions. An insane day against the team that I picked in the Super Bowl, will not be in the Super Bowl, the Atlanta Falcons, because they've choked away what I thought was going to be a good season. They're not a good football team. They're just not. But I think Houston's a good football team, and I think this is going to be a hell of a game. I think this could be a lot like the Rams versus Houston game last year. Not much defense being played, but I do believe there will be some turnovers in this game. Just the nature of the both these teams like to throw the ball a lot, and I believe you're going to have tip balls at the line of scrimmage, especially for Patrick Mahomes with someone like J.J. Watt who is very good at doing that. I'm taking Kansas City to win this game 33-27. I'm taking Kansas City minus 4 at home, and I'm taking the over of 55. I think this game gets to 60 points, so take the over. Next up, we have Philadelphia versus Minnesota. The over-under here is 44, and Philadelphia is getting 3 points. I'm going to take Philadelphia because Kirk Cousins can't win versus over 500 teams. Guess what Philadelphia is? A team that's over 500. I don't know exactly what his record is, but it's not good. And I'm glad my Broncos didn't sign Kirk Cousins. I said that when he was a free agent, we shouldn't sign him. He was going to command too much money. $84 million guaranteed. $84 million guaranteed means here's $84 million. You go be our quarterback for the next 3 years and see what happens. Guaranteed money, which that means is at any point they could cut him and he's still going to get all that money that's due to him no matter what. Usually you don't. That's I believe the second most guaranteed money in NFL history. I think Russell Wilson has the most guaranteed money, but he deserves it. He's a very good quarterback and has proved that. Kirk Cousins has not. I'm taking Philadelphia plus 3, and I'm taking them to win the game 28-21, or 27-21, sorry. So that puts you at 48. So take the over of 44 and take Philadelphia plus 3. Next up, San Francisco versus the Rams. I was a year early on San Francisco. I thought they'd win 8 or 9 games last year. I had them projected at 7-8 this year. I think I settled on 7. I think they're going to win more than that. I think they'll win 8 or 9. I don't think they're as good as they've shown, especially since the teams they played. They played the Bengals, the Steelers, the Buccaneers. So you played 2 bad teams, and the Buccaneers, I think, are an 8-8 football team, so one okay team, and also the Browns. And the Browns, right now, I don't know what they're going to be. Watching them, they're inconsistent week to week, so probably 7-9 to 9-7. Their talent should be much better than that. I predicted them at 9-7, which I could still see. But I'm going to take the Rams. I think this is the bounce back game for the Rams after losing to Seattle on Thursday Night Football. You had 10 days to prepare. Also, San Francisco was on Monday night, so they had a day less to prepare. I'm taking the Rams to win this game at home 24-20, so I'm taking the Rams minus 3 here, and the over-under here is 50.5. I'm taking the under. Both, by the way, the Rams have a talent on defense, haven't shown they're a great defense. 49ers have talent and shown they are a very good defense. Next up, we have Pittsburgh versus the Los Angeles Chargers. This is a Sunday Night Football game. Last time these teams met, the Chargers made a big comeback, won the game. I don't think they'll need a comeback this time, and that was in Pittsburgh. I think they're just going to win the game. I don't know if Mason Rudolph's going to play. I don't think he will. I think he'll be the third string undrafted rookie. I forget what his name is. He impressed me, though. He played pretty well. He wasn't scared at the moment, where to me, Mason Rudolph has been scared at the moment. So it may be better if the third string does play in this game. Mason Rudolph, obviously, I hope he gets better. That was a scary hit he took from Earl Thomas last week, but he has not played well up to this point. So I'm taking the Chargers minus 6.5 here. That's a lot of points to lay, but at least you are at home. But the thing is, with Pittsburgh coming in town, it's not going to be a home field advantage. At best, it's a 50-50 split. I wouldn't be surprised if it's 75-25 Steelers fans to Chargers fans there. But I'm taking the Chargers to win 30-20, and I'm taking the over of 41.5. Next up, we have Detroit versus Green Bay on Monday Night Football. Finally, a good Monday Night Football game. I think both these teams are going to make the playoffs. I think they're both very good football teams. I think they're both very good on defense. I'm taking Detroit +4 here. I'm taking Detroit to win this game 30-23. Detroit has the formula that you need to shut down Aaron Rodgers. If you can keep him in the pocket, play man-to-man coverage with the single high safety, and only bring 4, sometimes 5, you can beat him. The Broncos showed that in 2015 when they had that defense with Von Miller, DeMarcus Ware coming off the edges, and Chris Harris Jr. and Aqib Talib on the back end. I think the Lions might be as good on the back end as the 2015 Broncos. They aren't as good up front, but the thing is, their linebackers are also very good. They're probably better than the 2015 Broncos linebackers. I'm going to take, like I said, Detroit to win this game 30-23. I think Aaron Rodgers struggles in this game. Now, if they can get the run game going, it will be a different game, I will say, for Green Bay. I don't know if they can do that. I don't think they will be able to do that. That's why, like I said, Detroit winning. I'm taking Detroit +4, and I'm taking the over of 46. Okay, we're going to be moving on just straight up picks now. Redskins versus Dolphins for the ultimate trophy of the worst football team probably in the NFL. Maybe with the Bengals in there. I would probably say on a neutral field, you played a round robin with these teams, I think the Dolphins would lose both games. I think the Dolphins are the worst football team, but they are at home. I'm going to take the Redskins, but I could see the Dolphins winning this game, but I'm going to take the Redskins. New Orleans versus Jacksonville, I'm taking New Orleans. Teddy Bridgewater has filled in admirably for Drew Brees. They played well on defense without Drew Brees there, and I think they'll play well when he comes back on defense. And like I said, Teddy Bridgewater has filled in nicely. Seattle at Cleveland. I'm taking Seattle, although I could see Cleveland flip a switch and then win this game. They're that type of team, but I'm taking Seattle. Cincinnati versus Baltimore. I'm taking Baltimore. Cincinnati is going to have to win a game at some point, though. I don't know when it's going to be. I think they play the Dolphins later in the year. That will probably be the game they win. But I'm taking Baltimore at home. Atlanta versus Arizona. I think Arizona can win this game. The only reason I'm not saying that is because this is for Dan Quinn's job. If he loses this game, there's a big possibility he's fired after this game. I think if he loses this game, he's for sure fired at the end of the year. You can't lose to an Arizona football team with as much talent as you have, as the Falcons do have. As much as the Falcons have talent-wise, you can't lose this game. I mean, you have Julio Jones, Matt Ryan, Calvin Ridley, Mohamed Sanu on offense with Devonta Freeman in the backfield. You have obviously Keanu Neal's out with the injury, which is huge, but you have Deion Jones, Vic Beasley, Devondre Campbell on defense, Desmond Trufant. You're loaded on the back end. You have to be able to beat the Arizona Cardinals, even if it is on the road. I'm taking Atlanta. Dallas versus the Jets. I'm taking Dallas. Even with Sam Darnold back, I think Dallas is going to have a bounce back game. I think they kind of got kicked back to reality. I think Green Bay kind of showed them, hey, we're a good football team too, and you may think you're just going to run over this league. You're not. And I think Dallas is going to beat the Jets after that game. Tennessee versus Denver. My Broncos look good. They looked really good in the first half, and then they looked terrible in the second half. If they can just pull a full game together, they can be an 8-8, 9-7 football team. I don't know if they're going to be able to do that, but I have them beating the Titans, who are just Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. That's what this Tennessee Titans football team is. I'm taking the Denver Broncos. And obviously I missed the Thursday night game. I would have picked the New England Patriots. I mean, it was easy game to pick. The Giants versus the Patriots. The Giants are terrible. So those are my picks. Thank you for watching. Please hit that like button. Please subscribe if you want more content like this in the future.